guys, it's Jackie again. I wanted to kind of start a little segment here on my channel and just to kind of get you guys to give you the opportunity to know me and just kind of chat about what's going on in life and get some feedback from you guys and see what you guys like to hear. So I wanted to kind of do something fun. I've been following a couple of YouTubers that I just really enjoy, and they do little segments of things that kind of rhyme with their name. And so I was like, well, what kind of rhymes with my name? Like, you know, when everybody's like, oh girl spilled the tea or whatever, you know, like what's the 411 or, you know. And so I was like, okay, so whenever I was little, I remember when we used to get like the little milk boxes or like the little juice boxes, and we all used to stand outside and kind of like talk about what was going on. So I thought, well, why not call it juice time or juice with Jackie? So I've got my little infused water because you guys know I'm trying to lose some weight or whatever, trying to be healthy. So we've got infused water, not juice tonight, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna put this down real quick. So I wanted to just do a little get to know me for you guys, so you guys can kind of get to know me a little bit more in depth and just get to know what my life is all about. And so I put a questionnaire on my Facebook, and I got a couple of messages and comments on there about what people would like to know about me. And then also I just kind of let my friends know that that's what I was doing, and they let me know what they wanted to hear. So let's go ahead and get started, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like my page. All right. All right, so my first question on my Get to Know Me was, where are you from and where are you now? So I'm originally from, well, I was born in California, but I consider myself a Nebraska girl because I was a month old when we moved to Nebraska. And so I know nothing but Nebraska. And so I'm originally from Lexington, Nebraska. It's just a real small town, and I love it. And I lived there until I was 21 years old, and then I moved out from the state of Nebraska, and I do miss it sometimes, but I love where I am now. So now I currently live in Fort Worth, Texas, and it's a lot bigger. There's a lot more going on, and I love it because with my growing family, we just have a lot of opportunity out here, and it was just a great move for my family and I, and we just decided that this was going to be the spot where we really wanted to start building and plant some roots and just get to know some people in the area and just really grow here. And so somebody asked me, what is special about the place that you grew up? So I think the biggest thing for me was just the people. Like, it was such a small town, and so, you know, everybody knew everybody, and sometimes that could be a downfall, but at the same time it was so great because, you know, you grew up with all your friends, you went to school, and from the young age to until you were older, and so you always had that set group of friends. And so I know if any of my girls are watching it, they'll know who they are. And I just loved it because I also got to see all 4 seasons, and I think that's the biggest thing that I miss about Nebraska is like the beautiful falls, and you get to see the transitions, and you get the colder winters, which is sometimes really hard, but you always get like that winter wonderland, like white Christmas. And here in Texas you don't really get that, and so sometimes I do miss it because I remember the first Christmas that I spent here in Texas. I was like, it doesn't even feel like Christmas. Like, where's the snow? You know, and boy, I thought I was going to get some snow, but I didn't. All right, so then my next question is, I got this off of Facebook. Somebody said, what age did you know that you wanted to be a hairstylist? So for those of you that don't know, I am a hairstylist here in Fort Worth, Texas, and I absolutely love it. So I can't really like pinpoint a certain age. I just remember when I was really young, like I used to cut my Barbie's hair, and they used to look hideous. Like they looked like scary because I would botch them, and they were just so ugly, and I just felt so bad for my Barbies. But I would always like play with my Barbie's hair, and that's actually how I taught myself how to braid. I watched somebody else braid one time, and then I went on my Barbie and I practiced and practiced and practiced until I got it. And so my Barbies were always my first clients. And then I remember as I grew up, things kind of started to change. So I have my little sister, I would play in her hair, and I remember playing in my mom's hair. And then even when I was in high school, I actually botched my brother's hair. I gave him a really, really bad haircut, and I don't know what possessed me or what even led him to let me do it. But I gave him my first haircut that I ever did, like men's haircut. And then even in high school, I would always do my girlfriend's hair and makeup. And, just whenever it was like prom season or homecoming, I knew I was going to be busy doing some hair and makeup because I just loved it. That's just always something that I love to do. And so I always knew that I wanted to be a hairstylist. But for the longest time, I felt almost ashamed of like wanting to be a hairstylist because to me it was like, I want something bigger for myself, but I did not know the potential of how much there is available in the industry that I'm in now. And it's so comforting to know that I can grow and grow, and there's just so much knowledge out there for me to have that it's no longer something that I'm ashamed of. Like, I love being a hairstylist, and I want everybody to know, because if y'all need your hair slayed, come to me. Travel from Nebraska or wherever y'all are from watching, come to Texas and I will hook you up. So somebody else asked me about why did you do the military and then you switched to hair? So right out of high school, I did join the military and I was in the National Guard. And so I just did that to kind of grow a little bit and push myself, because I've always been an individual that I like to kind of test the waters and I like to try different things. So I've always been one to explore my options, but I decided to just join the military to kind of prove to myself and others really, what my potential was. And so I really just learned a lot about myself there. And I did what I did with the military, and then once I got married and my life started changing a little bit more, I just decided that it was time to pursue my true passion in life, and that was doing hair and makeup. And I absolutely love the fact that I am now a full-time hair and makeup artist, and I love it. There's nothing more that I feel like I should be doing at this time in my life, because I can pursue it with a true passion. Now that I'm a little bit older and I've gone through a couple of things, I feel like I can truly appreciate the art and the passion that I can put into it. So I guess that's why I decided to switch over. I wasn't ever really full-time with the military, so it wasn't anything like that I was doing, truly full-time. So somebody asked, what is my dream goal, in life and as a hairstylist? So for me in my life, my goal is just to be the best that I can be and live the one life that I have to the fullest potential. So whether that be in any aspect, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, there's a lot of things that I want to be able to do for myself and my family, and definitely as a mom and a wife and a sister and a daughter, whatever aspect it is that I can improve myself on, that's definitely something that I want to do. I always want to be self-improving and growing, because I think that that's something that everybody should have as a goal. And then my dream goal as a hairstylist, so right now is New York Fashion Week, and I absolutely love it. I've been a follower of New York Fashion Week for the longest time. I can remember, kind of watching it when I was young. And so my biggest goal right now would be to be a platform artist and one day work behind the scenes and do hair at New York Fashion Week as a hairstylist. So that's one of my goals that I have right now, and I can say that I've had it for a very long time. I've got other goals, but those are kind of shorter term goals, and then I've got some longer term goals. But my ultimate goal right now as a hairstylist is to work at New York Fashion Week, because that to me seems something that I can accomplish in a certain amount of time, and something that I can push myself and really just prove to myself as a hairstylist that I can work at something like that, at that level, with a group of elite stylists. And so that's what just really excites me. Somebody asked, if I could have an alternate career, what would it be? So obviously, with the whole New York Fashion Week and all that, if I could have an alternate career, I would do something in the fashion industry. I don't really know what exactly, just because I haven't really ever done research on what it entails to work in the fashion industry, but I've always loved fashion. I've always loved something kind of out of the box. I always get where like, oh, if something's kind of abnormal, like I like it, Sometimes I feel like I kind of stick out like a sore thumb, but that's okay, because as long as I like what I'm wearing and I feel like it's, I'm confident in it, that's all right. I don't dress to, necessarily like look good for other people or like please other people's like aesthetic, whatever it is that they're looking for. Like that's kind of just like I dress for myself. And somebody asked, what is my favorite piece of clothing that I have in my closet? So it's like not in my closet, but like my wedding dress is definitely one of my favorite pieces just because it holds such a great like memory in my heart. It's actually in one of my like storage closets right now. Um, but I have another dress that I have hanging in my closet. I don't remember when I got it, but it's actually a dress that my grandma sent me when I was really young. She got it made for me, and it was from Guatemala. And so for me at the time, and especially for my grandparents, living in Guatemala, you're not living the wealthiest of lifestyles. So for them, it was a huge deal to send me something like that. And so I have it hanging in my closet, and one day I hope that my daughter can wear it. And I hope that, I can share those memories with her and how important that piece of clothing was to me. So somebody asked me what shows am I into. I don't even know how to answer this because I'm like kind of sporadic. One of like my favorite shows that I ever watched was Dexter, and it was just like I just like binge watched it for the longest time. I loved it. I don't know if it was just like the the crime, or just like the kind of the secretiveness of the show or whatever it was. I just love that show. Right now I really like Project Runway. I've been loving that show for the longest time I can remember. So I'm currently watching the season now, and then I've been watching like docu-series on Netflix, which y'all know, like if you know me, I love Netflix, and I'm always asking people like, oh, what should I watch next, especially my clients. Like I'm always asking them for recommendations. And then somebody asked me, what is my favorite pastime? I don't really know like what my favorite pastime is, just because like now that I'm working full time and I'm a mom and all that good stuff, I don't have a lot of free time. But I will say I love to people watch. Like, people watching is so fun. I'm like, oh my god, like I don't know why it's so fascinating to me. Like if y'all have never done it, y'all need to do it for real. I go to like the mall, and I just love to sit there and just people watch, like, and I'll sit there, and my baby will be playing or whatever she's doing, and I'm just sitting there like people watching and just observing, because it's interesting because everybody has a different story, and you just look at these people and they're just walking in this mall or at the park or wherever it is, and you just wonder to yourself, like, who are these people and what is their story? Because so many people, it's just so, like, this world is full of so many beautiful, like, people that you just wonder, like, what is their story? So, somebody asked me, how do I relax after a hard day at work? I don't. I come home after work, and I have a 2-year-old, so if y'all have ever had a 2-year-old in your life, you guys know there is no relaxing. Like, she's up and down, she is learning, she's, talking, she's doing all kinds of things. So whenever I get home, I like to hang out with her and my little sister and just kind of hang out. And then if my husband's here, we like to just have a little bit of family time because we are both working parents. So we try to, take advantage of our time that we have together. Okay, so something that somebody asked me is, what fad or trend do you hope comes back? If you guys work with me, or if you guys like kind of know me on a personal level, you guys know I love me like a good like platform shoe. And I've seen they're kind of making a comeback, and I'm pretty excited about it. Like, I love a good platform shoe because your girl is short. And so whatever can give me a little bit of height, I love it, okay? So definitely like a good platform shoe. Like, do you guys remember the Steve Madden's like big old platform sandals? They were just black, and they had like the stretchy like band that went over your foot. Those were my favorite shoes for the longest time, and I love them. And if they came back, y'all better believe I would be rocking them. So definitely the chunky shoe. And then where do I like to go when I have any free time? Lately I've been loving like the botanical garden. So here in Fort Worth we have just like a park. It's just like a really nice park. It doesn't have like any play areas or anything like that, but they just have a lot of beautiful plants and just all the greenery, and they just got like beautiful grassy areas, and they have a little like river that runs through the area, and just like architecturally it's just so beautifully built. And it's an outdoor, so they've got like a trail that you can walk and several sitting areas and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I just love going there because it's such a relaxing area, and my kid can just run around and be loud if she wants, and you know, nobody cares. So I love going there. Inspires you to be better. So definitely I have to say, my mom, you know, obviously, like, what a cliche answer, right? My mom's just always worked so hard for us, and you know, just giving us everything that we've ever needed. And then also my husband, you know, he's a very hard worker, he's very determined, and he's just somebody that I really have let inspire me. You know, he has never, not once, told me, you know, that you can't do those things or you're not able to. He's been one to push me and to really just say, hey, you know, if you want it, do it, because you are capable. And so I really admire that about him. I think that's something that definitely drew me in when we first met, is just his ability to just work hard and not complain, and just give back. You know, he's just somebody that loves to give back, and you know, it's just something that I really enjoy about him. And so the last question is, what are some of the events that have made you who you are? So I think definitely traveling has made me, you know, kind of help mold me, because it's made me appreciative of what I do and do not have. Um, it's made me appreciative of the things I have currently, whether it be, you know, an emotional connection with somebody, or physically, like things or whatever it may be. My husband and I this year traveled to Belize, Honduras, and Mexico, and that was a lot of fun. We really just enjoyed the time with each other, and got to, you know, indulge in all that beautiful culture that is offered in those countries. And so I loved it. And then I've been fortunate enough to travel to Guatemala and visit my family that is there, and I've truly enjoyed it, because it makes you appreciate, you know, as United States, what we have here, and you know, just kind of how easily things are accessible here. And I just think, you know, just growing and learning somebody else's culture just makes you a better person, because it's opens up your mind to so many other things and so many other experiences, and even foods and music and all these beautiful things that all these cultures have to offer. That was all the questions that I got for today. If y'all have any other questions or anything else that you guys would like to know, let me know. And then also don't forget to subscribe and like my channel, and tell all your friends about it. And yeah, I've been talking way too much. Let me just drink some juice, because I'm all dehydrated from talking so much and answering all these questions. But thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all. Okay, so okay, that's fine. I don't know what I was gonna say. You can keep filming, I can cut it.